I couldn't believe what just happened. One moment I was shaking hands with the Whitmore family in their marble-floored mansion. The next, their eldest son smirked and said, "You sure you're ready to handle 900 million, little lady?" I froze, staring at the table where the deal papers gleamed, my heart thundering. My team tried to laugh it off, but the tension was unbearable. The room felt colder than the winter wind outside. And I knew this wasn't just a casual jab, it was meant to humiliate me. In front of everyone, I took a slow breath, forcing my smile. "I handle numbers better than some handle manners," I said, letting the words land like a punch. The youngest Whitmore rolled his eyes, muttering something about another CEO wannabe, but I didn't flinch. I had worked too hard to let a family of billionaires play games with my confidence. Still, my phone buzzed, a reminder that this was bigger than pride. 900 million was on the line, and one wrong move could destroy everything my company had built. Just as I reached for my glass of water, their lawyer casually slid a folder across the table, smirking. "Sign here," he said, "or walk out." I opened it and my stomach dropped. Hidden inside the folder were clauses I had never agreed to. Clauses that would essentially give them control over my company after the deal. My pulse raced. This was their real plan all along: humiliate me, then trap me. I pushed the folder away, my hands steady though my mind raced. "I don't sign under threats," I said firmly, my voice echoing in the silent room. The Whitmores froze for a second, not expecting resistance. Then the eldest laughed, a sharp, mocking sound. "Bold words for someone about to lose nearly $1 billion, he sneered. I leaned back, letting my calm show the power I held behind the scenes. "Actually," I said slowly, letting each word hit, "I'm in no danger of losing a single penny. And this deal? It's off." Their smirks faltered. "Off?" the youngest whispered, disbelief creeping in. I didn't answer. I simply pulled out my phone, showing the live stream of our meeting to millions already tuned in. Every hidden camera I had installed in their office years ago, just in case, was streaming now, showing their whispers, their smirks, their schemes. The room went silent, tension thicker than the chandeliers above. And for the first time, I saw panic flash across their faces. The Whitmores were frozen, their smiles gone, replaced by shock and anger. The eldest slammed his hand on the table, voice rising. "Turn that off, now!" But my finger hovered over the screen, calm as ever. "I think the public deserves to see how billionaires try to manipulate deals," I said, letting the words hang. Their lawyer paled, realizing that all the fake signatures, hidden clauses, and whispered threats were now evidence in front of thousands of viewers. Then the youngest tried a different tactic, his voice dripping with fake charm. "Maybe we can renegotiate privately?" I laughed softly. "Oh no, we're past private. Transparency is better. Everyone should see how you operate." My team exchanged quiet smiles. Years of preparation had brought me to this exact moment. The Whitmores' carefully constructed image of perfection was crumbling in real time, and I could almost hear the gasps from viewers commenting live. The eldest's anger shifted to desperation. "You can't do this. You don't understand." I cut him off. "I understand perfectly. I understand that bullying me doesn't make you smarter. It makes you reckless, and reckless people get exposed." My words hit harder than I expected, even to me. They tried to argue, to charm, to intimidate, but every move they made was being broadcast. Every whisper, every sneer, every fake smile, gone in an instant. Suddenly, one of their security guards stepped forward, a confident smirk on his face. "Maybe we should just calm down," he muttered. I froze. Why was he smiling at me instead of the Whitmores? Then it clicked. He wasn't really their guard. He was my contact, a former federal agent I had trained personally for situations like this. One nod from him, and the hidden cameras caught every attempt at intimidation from a new angle, including the private whispering between the Whitmores themselves. The eldest Whitmore's face went pale. How did you—" I didn't answer. I let the silence speak. I had not only prepared legally and financially, I had eyes and ears everywhere. They had underestimated me completely. In that moment, I realized this wasn't just about a deal anymore, it was about justice. And justice was finally coming for the family, who thought they could mock me without consequence. The Whitmores scrambled, their confidence unraveling with every passing second. The eldest whispered frantically to his lawyer, but the lawyer's hands were shaking. "If this footage goes public, "We're finished," he muttered. That was the first honest thing he'd said all night. I stayed silent, letting their panic build. Sometimes silence is sharper than words. Finally, Mrs. Whitmore, the matriarch, spoke up, her voice like ice. "You think the world cares about your little stunt? We've buried scandals bigger than you." She smirked, believing her own power. But I leaned forward, lowering my voice just enough for the microphones to pick up. "You can bury rumors, but you can't bury signed documents. And you can't bury a live stream backed up to 3 different servers." Her eyes widened for the first time, cracks showing in her mask of arrogance. The youngest brother slammed his fist on the table. "You're destroying our name." I tilted my head. "No, you destroyed it yourselves. I just turned the lights on." For a moment, the room went dead quiet, only the faint hum of the cameras filling the air. Then, out of nowhere, the eldest tried one last desperate move. He stood up, towering over me, and hissed, "Do you even know who you're dealing with? We own judges, senators. Your company is nothing." His words dripped with entitlement. I let him finish, then reached into my bag and pulled out a slim leather folder. Slowly, I opened it, revealing court orders, emails, and wire transfers that tied the Whitmores to bribery and fraud. The kind of evidence that could end not just a business empire, but lives of luxury. Gasps erupted from my team. The live stream chat exploded with comments. "She got receipts." "This family is done for. How long has she been planning this?" And then I delivered the line. I had been waiting years to say, "You thought I came here for a deal. I came here for justice." The eldest's face drained of color. For the first time, he didn't look like a billionaire. He looked like a man who knew his empire was collapsing. And I hadn't even played my final card yet. The room was chaos now. The Whitmores, once untouchable, were whispering like cornered animals. The matriarch tried to stand tall, but her voice cracked as she shouted, "This is blackmail!" I didn't flinch. "No," I said calmly, raising the folder higher so the cameras caught it. "This is accountability. Blackmail is when you hide the truth. I'm just showing it." The youngest tried to lunge for the phone, but my contact, the ex-agent, stepped in, blocking him with one effortless move. The live stream captured everything, the desperation, the threats, the fear. The audience watching wasn't just entertained, they were furious, demanding justice in real time. Comments flooded. "Call the real cops!" "This family's done. Protect her at all costs." And right on cue, the sound of sirens pierced the air outside the mansion gates. The Whitmores froze. I hadn't called them. My legal team had. Within seconds, uniformed officers entered, their expressions cold and stern. The eldest sputtered, We own this land, you can't just—" But before he could finish, one officer cut him off. "Sir, you are under investigation for fraud, bribery, and attempted corporate theft." The look on their faces was priceless. Shock, rage, and disbelief all tangled together. The matriarch turned to me, her eyes wide with hatred. "You'll regret this," she hissed. I met her gaze without blinking. "No," I said softly, "I'll remember this, and so will everyone watching." As the Whitmores were led out one by one, my team erupted into applause. The live stream numbers had surged past 5 million viewers. My phone buzzed with messages. Partners, investors, ordinary people thanking me for standing up against greed. But in the middle of the chaos, I felt a deeper calm settle in me. I hadn't just saved my company. I had sent a message. I stepped outside into the cold night, the flashing red and blue lights bouncing off the mansion's marble walls. Reporters were already gathering, shouting questions. I raised my head high, letting the cameras capture the moment. "I didn't fight for this company to hand it over to bullies," I said, my voice steady. "And I won't let anyone tell me I don't belong at the table." The crowd cheered, the live stream ended, and for the first time in years, I felt unstoppable. The deal was gone, but the victory was worth far more than 900 million. It was about respect, and that I had won forever.